At the end of each semester or trimester, district managers are responsible for submitting all the advanced opportunities information to the State Department of Education. The deadlines for these submissions can be found on the homepage of the portal and will be updated regularly. To submit information to the State Department of Education, you want to navigate over to the Reimbursements tab. The Reimbursements tab is available only to district managers as they have the responsibility to actually submit. So we'll go ahead and submit courses. The courses and exams need to be submitted separately. So make sure you're submitting both of those. So district managers have the responsibility of submitting the advanced opportunities data to the State Department of Education towards the end of each semester or trimester so that we can process those funds and get them to colleges and school districts and other course providers. In order to navigate to submit the reimbursements, you'll go over here to the Reimbursements tab. This tab is available only to to district managers, and you'll click on Submit Courses Reimbursement. Now, the courses and exams need to be submitted separately for a couple of reasons. One being that the spring timeline for courses and exams are a couple weeks apart, and simply because the courses and exams kind of require different information. So we'll go over here and click on Submit Course Reimbursement. And here, let me select a school district. Here you will find all the information that is approved and ready to go. Now, as you can see right now, the Submit Courses to SDE button is actually gray, which means the system will not allow you to submit. It will say unable to submit because not all courses have confirmation of student enrollment. So what that means is all the course providers have not validated this data yet. And so once that data is validated and has a 100% match, then you'll be able to submit this. This button will turn red and you'll be able to submit. So let's find out which course providers do we still need to work with. You can go over here under the Reports tab and look at College Enrollment Status Match. And so you can click on the column to sort. And so I see that I have a 0% with Idaho Digital Learning, BYU Independent Study, Boise State, and Idaho Digital Learning for the summer. So these are on here twice, so it looks like I actually have some fall information that has already gotten into the portal. Now, this is one thing that you want to be very aware of, is the commingling of terms. So there should not be any information going into the system that is approved for the next term until the current one is submitted. So you want to submit your summer information to the State Department of Education before you begin processing information for the fall. And then in the fall, you want to submit all the fall information before you start approving anything for the spring, and so forth. So it looks like with Boise State, I still have 4 more students that need to be approved. It looks like with BYU, we have 77. And then with IDLA here, we have 2 for the fall and then some for the summer. And so make sure that these are all verified by those course providers. Once all of these get to 100%, you'll be able to submit. Now, say you want to look at specifically which students are we talking about. Over here, under Submit Courses Reimbursement, you can always export this to a CSV. When you do that, this will prompt you to open up an Excel spreadsheet. The spreadsheet will look like this, and the first thing you want to do anytime you get this spreadsheet is to highlight the first column, go to Data, and apply your filters. And so then you can start sorting the information. So go over here, we're going to scroll over to column S, and we're going to see Provider Enrollment. And so I'm going to look at which ones have not validated. So false means there's no validation, true means there is validation of enrollment. So let's look at the ones that are false. So these are the students that still need to be verified by BYU, Boise State, and IDLA. And so if I wanted to look at those, it looks like I have 113 students. Once they are verified, then I will be able to submit. If you need contact information for any of these course providers, those can be found on the portal homepage, and then also on the main Advanced Opportunities page. You can reach out, give them a call, and find out, what's the status, what else needs to happen, do any of these need to be denied, etc. Additionally, when you're processing this information, if there's a specific student that they haven't verified, so let's say we know that there were just a handful from Boise State, so let's take a look at those. So from Boise State, I want to look at any that are false. Is false. I'm going to filter. Okay, so we have 4 students that are in that situation. You can click on the course details. And sometimes what you'll find is there are notes here that are put in either by the State Department or by the course provider that will say something like, please deny this course because the student has dropped from the class, or the student has moved and is no longer in the class, or a lot of variations of situations happen. So you want to double check this notes column because the course provider may be communicating with you via these notes. So with that then, after your information is validated and this is ready to submit, you may want to export this to a CSV so that you can save the file for your records to see exactly what you submitted to the State Department. Additionally, after you have submitted to the State Department, you'll see a list of that here under courses submitted to the SDE. So if you click on this, any of them that are submitted to the SDE but not yet processed by our team will appear in this list, so you'll see what's on hold. Furthermore, anytime we have approved courses from the State Department for payment and actually process those payments, you can find that information under billing statements. So if you ever have to backtrack and say, all right, maybe your school district received a receipt for, or a check for $3,000 from the State Department, and you want to see, all right, what exact students did that apply to? Then you can take a look here. You can use this. So here's one that went to the school district. I'm going to click on the arrow, and then you can see exact specifics for what student it applied to, what their EDU ID number was, what exam, etc. So details and receipts of every payment are found under the billing statements. Those billing statements are also available to district users here under the Reports tab. Another thing that might be helpful once you're submitting is you may be asked by your administration about the usage of the program once you've submitted, and you can find that under the Utilization tab when you click on Utilization. And this will give you an overview for the different years and the different programs that are available. So you can always pull that report quickly. So with that in a nutshell is how to submit courses. So again, you'll use this submit courses reimbursement. This here will appear to be red when all of your data is matched. You can save it to a CSV if that's helpful to you, and then the information will be processed by the Advanced Opportunities team. It usually takes us about 4 to 6 weeks to turn around the data from the initial processing and then to have a payment to the different colleges, providers, and school districts. If you have further questions for us, feel free to contact the Advanced Opportunities Support Team. There are additional videos available about the overview of the portal, timelines, how to create drop-down menus, and district setup, managing student accounts, or funding requests. And those are available either on the Help tab in the portal or on the main Advanced Opportunities page.